My decision to destroy the authority of blacks in St. Dominique is not so much based on the considerations of commerce and money as on the need to block forever the march of blacks in the world. Napoleon Bonaparte. From the calamitous exploration of Christopher Columbus to the brutal encountering with the French Empire, Haiti through revolution successfully founded the first and only Pan-African nation in the Americas. And with the ideas of freedom exchanged around the world, Haiti has become a beacon of hope to other enslaved populations around the world. In 1492, Christopher Columbus had set out on a journey to explore new pathways to India under the orders of the Queen of Spain. Columbus stumbled upon Haiti, the land of the mountains, which was inhabited by the Taino and Arawak people, who were friendly, helpful, and unsuspecting nation. Columbus started capitalizing off the indigenous people naivete and decided to enslave and dominate the Taino and Arawak people. Finding gold was the chief goal for the Spanish. They quickly forced enslaved natives to work in gold mines, which took a heavy toll in life and health. As the years went on, the Taino and Arawak people were all but extinct through mass murder, genocide, and disease. The Spanish immediately turned towards Africa to supply their labor needs, especially for the sugarcane plantations. The Spanish and other European nations quickly began the African Holocaust, the enslavement of millions of Africans over time to trade and work plantations around the world. Although the Spanish began importing Africans to Haiti, the French Empire, through wars and treaties, obtained St. Dominique from the Spanish. The colony, which exported crops grown by the enslaved Africans, particularly sugar, would become the richest in the world, known as the Pearl of the Antilles. The colony became the world's foremost producer of coffee and sugarcane. One famous Maroon was Francois Mackendal, who escaped in the mountains in the middle of the 18th century and went on to plan attacks on plantation owners. Mackendal was caught and burned at a stake in 1758, but his legend lived on to inspire rebellion among Africans and fear among the slaveholders. In addition to escaping, Africans resisted by poisoning their slaveholders, their families, their livestock, and other enslaved Africans. Arson was another form of African resistance. The freedom of enslaved Africans and the independence of Haiti was a consequence of two connected revolutions, the American and the French. These revolutions created and inspired the principles of freedom that exchanged around the world and created liberty for millions. In 1776, the colonists declared independence from England, starting the U.S. Revolutionary War. This revolution inspired a thirst of freedom around the world. It is also true that the American Revolution wouldn't have been successful without the support of France. This revolution inspired the French people to overthrow their own monarchy. In 1789, French citizens rebelled against the French monarchy for overtaxing the poor and other mistreatments. The people created the Declaration of Rights of Man. In 1793, Queen Marie Antoinette was beheaded in the French monarchy and thus beginning of a constitutional republic. The American and French revolutions inspired the enslaved Africans of St. Dominique to rebel and change the system of oppression to a level that the United States and France did not obtain until much later, that being the unconditional freedom and rights of enslaved Africans. Although the enslaved Africans have been revolting for years, the French Revolution gave even more inspiration to those enslaved. Even the so-called mulattoes began to uprise and revolt against the French system of oppression in St. Dominique, following the flow of freedom from France. The beginning of the Haitian Revolution is considered to be the rebellion led by Dutty Boukman on August 22, 1791. On August 14, 1791, Boukman called a meeting of African leaders from various plantations around the Cape Haitian, or the Bowie Canyon, in northern Haiti. A week later, 1,800 plantations had been destroyed and 1,000 slaveholders killed. Boukman was killed by the French in November 1791, just a few months after the beginning of the uprising. After Boukman's death, the revolution that started was crumbling without a leader. The new French government sent over 10,000 French troops to help re-establish white rule to the colony. The rebellion was looking for a new leader. Toussaint Louverture was the one. Because of his age, he was seen as an esteemed elder in the community, and this positioned him, allowed him to speak with authority. Toussaint pleaded with his followers and said,
I have undertaken vengeance. I want liberty and equality to reign in Saint-Domingue. I work to bring them into existence. Unite yourselves to us, brothers, and fight with us for the same cause.
On February 4, 1794, the French Revolutionary Government proclaimed the abolishment of slavery. Toussaint and the other African leaders fought the Spanish and the British. The spread of revolution might spread around the world. In 1799, tensions rose within the ranks of Toussaint. The conflict was complicated by racial overtones, which escalated tension between dark-skinned Africans and light-skinned Africans. The mulattoes were always thought they were better and superior to the dark-skinned Africans. Also in 1799, Napoleon Bonaparte became the Emperor of France and confirmed Toussaint's position of managing Saint Dominique. Toussaint created a new constitution and named himself Governor for Life, while still swearing his loyalty to France. Bonaparte didn't like this at all and sent over 20,000 troops to take back the island and restart slavery. Due to many battles and French causing internal conflicts among Toussaint's troops, Toussaint was betrayed by several of his generals and was arrested and sent to France to be imprisoned for the rest of his life. Toussaint Louverture famously warned his captors that the rebels would not repeat his mistake. In overthrowing me, you have cut down in Saint Dominique only the trunk of the tree of liberty. It will spring up again from many roots, for they are numerous and they are deep. As Toussaint Louverture's principal lieutenant Jean-Jacques Dessalines led the revolution from this point on. The following brutal and vicious battles and the devastating effects of yellow fever on the white French troops delivered the final death blow, and the rebels won. On January 1st, 1804, Dessalines officially declared the former colonies independent and renamed it Haiti after the indigenous Taino name and introduced Haiti's new flag. Dessalines was assassinated and former generals of Toussaint took over the leadership of Haiti. Henry Christophe controlled the north and constructed the citadel, the greatest military fortress that would repel foreign invading armies forever. Alexandre Pétion controlled the south and reunited the two parts of Haiti once Henry Christophe died. What was the immediate impact after the Haitian Revolution?
Although the Haitian Revolution was one of the most successful and speediest revolutions in history, going from revolt to universal and immediate freedom for enslaved Africans, it would not go without being punished. The European colonial powers made sure that they put a blockade on Haiti, preventing them from getting trade with other countries around the Caribbean or around the world. So this blockade crippled their economy actually until this day, but definitely immediately. Matter of fact, their trade would not be reestablished until 20 years after their independence. And this wasn't until France made Haiti pay reparations or an indemnity to pay for the lost land and lost slaves that happened during the revolution. They had to pay a reparations of back then 150 million francs plus interest. That would be equivalent today to approximately $21 billion. Notwithstanding, another reason for the blockade was that they didn't want the idea of freedom and revolution to spread throughout the colonies in the Caribbean and the Americas as well.
Haiti has had a long struggle to get its foothold in the world as a successful country economically, educationally, and politically. Today, Haiti is one of the most exploited countries in the world. Former colonial powers still interfere with its economic and political stability under the disguise of humanitarian help. There has been some improvements. Most aid to Haiti is given to foreign companies and organizations to do work in or around Haiti. The money does not go to the Haitian people to promote self-determination, cooperative economics, or to permanently address key social or health issues permanently. International trade agreements are so lopsided that Haiti has no choice but to be the poorest country in the world. It appears Louverture's words, "Liberty or death," still ring out today for the Haitians and their struggle for justice.